So that's where I found my first fit, where I thought was my fit, was because they were the reconnaissance team and they were all Americans. So my company had it in their head that if they keep all the Americans, regardless of their experience level or what they can fucking do, if they keep all the Americans in one spot, they don't have to worry about them. So I joined their reconnaissance team, and my first true mission, besides just being told, hey, hop on this PMP and go to fucking war, was we were assigned to go do reconnaissance at Bucha. And at that point, this was at our late February had already passed. It was early March, and Bucha was still going on. And at that time, no one had an idea, because Bucha was still being occupied by the Russians. We had no idea these guys were killing civilians. You know, we had no idea. Our job was not to worry about that. Our job was to spot Russian targets in the Russian positions, you know, in the areas of Bucha, around the woods. So we left Kyiv, headed for Irpin, got dropped off at an area right outside on the border of Irpin, and then we had to go on foot. So we set up in the woods and just kind of chilled out for a bit. And the next morning we moved up further and positioned ourselves to where we could actually observe the Russians within the city of Bucha. So, and all we did was just we watched, we collected information. We didn't have our radios turned on. We just kind of kept notes to ourselves, and we are going to be out there for a couple days. So the first day, nothing really happened, and the second night was coming, and that's when we didn't know that that's when the Ukrainians started to try to take back Bucha, you know, and that's when I got to observe war, still on, you know, with myself there, my own boots on the ground, but from a distance. And you know, it's easier, I guess. Even it was funny, even when you're there and you're observing it from a distance, when you're still sort of safe, you know, you're not. It still isn't. You still don't get the full picture. You know, you still don't get the full picture. But to hear the fucking ferocity of it, dude, the fucking intensity of all that was it still had my hairs on it, you know. It still had me on edge. You know, you're hearing all this, and it's only like maybe a 30-minute walk, and when you're right there, it's crazy, dude. Like, war's its own world. And like, war's its own world, subdivided into many tiny different worlds. And because all across Ukraine, you got one place where nothing's happening, and then all hell's just breaking loose, you know, in another place. And so, yeah, after a couple of days of reconnaissance, the next morning came on the second day, and we're sitting there, we're trying to eat our MREs, and we didn't know that we had been spotted. And so, it was funny as we were sitting there eating our MREs, we're just kind of fucking chilling out, joking around. I heard this fucking hiss, like this like loud pop, and then this, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I think it was only like 5 a.m. around this time. It was not late in the morning. I looked up, dude, and like it was something like I just turned on the lights. You know, like when you're in a hospital and you look up and you got those bright lights. It was like that. And I look up, and at first I thought it was like fucking flares, you know, like I thought it was like fucking flares that had been coming down. And then it got really hot, you know. It got really, really hot around me. And then Tex screamed out, like he screamed out, he's like, oh shit, that's fucking Willie Pete. He said that's WP. And then we all I just got up and ran, dude. Like we fucking just started running and running and running.
Can you explain to the listeners what Willie Pete or white phos is?
White phosphorus is it's a type of weapon that's banned in the Geneva Convention. It's a type of device that, when released from whatever type of canister or shell, whatever fucking it's released from, it's supposed to be used as a quote unquote marking tool, but it emits a very intense heat, and it will burn anything on contact. And so when we And what's difficult about white phosphorus is that it covers a huge swath of area. And when that one round fell on us, and you could feel that heat coming in, dude, I mean, it's fight or flight, you know. I felt like a little fucking bird, you know. I felt like a little clipped wing bird that had to like hop along when it gets hurt. You know, when you watch a little bird hop along when it's hurt, you know, he's got a clipped wing, he can't fly, he can't get away, and that's how I felt. I just was so fucking scared, dude. And at that point, I'd only seen dead Russian. I had not seen it a lot. I hadn't seen a lot of Russian, and I still hadn't even seen them enough to even fight them at close distance. So it almost felt, I had this creeping feeling that no matter where I was, that I was going to be, you know, you get this creeping feeling, no matter where you are, you're going to get targeted. You know, you're going to, you can be reached out and touched, and it's true. So as that white phosphorus is falling, and there had already been fighting around Bucha at that time anyways, though, too. I really felt like I was kind of walking through a nightmare instead of like a dream. It was more of a nightmare now, because as we were running away and away and away and away, we didn't know that we started running through old Ukrainian positions in these woods. And so with that intense light that was shining down in those woods, with in between the shadows, dude, you're now seeing dead Ukrainians. You're seeing these, like a random helmet there, a fucking body here, a fucking rifle that you almost just tripped over. And these are all old positions, but I mean, it felt like a nightmare, you know. And it's almost yeah. And it's almost like I felt kind of like as if as I was running through all this, you know, when we eventually escaped, I felt like in that moment that all those fucking dead things around me are gonna envelop me, you know. You feel like you're untouchable until you're surrounded by all that. But when you're surrounded by all that, you feel as if that's going to become you. As you said, you know, when you see all those bodies, you know, that can be you. And so when we finally ran out of there, dude, we'd reached this little like creek thing, whatever. I just threw myself in there and collapsed. I was so fucking tired. We must have been running for like maybe 5-10 fucking minutes. We just gave up. And after that, I think that was my second reality check, where if I had the money, I probably would have gone home, but I didn't. And so we were all checking each other, make sure none of us got burnt and stuff. And then we're like, I realized kind of how vulnerable we can be as a human being. As I said, it was we all looked at each other and said, we're never doing that again. We're never going on another reconnaissance mission for a while. So then it was after that then I had still no idea what I was going to do, like what my role in the unit was going to be. And so I had to figure that out next.